I have got to figure out how my camera just starts by itself like that. Anyway, oh, I guess I'm not done with politics just yet. I said a small portion of the stuff I wanted to get off my chest in the last couple of videos right before the election, the videos. And I would have been comfortable just leaving it there. I have so much more I had written, and I was hoping that things would have turned out different and I wouldn't have to be dealing with all of that. This script actually started as a rant I was going to do on election day or the day before, just to kind of get my final thoughts out and just a final plea to everybody to do the right thing, and just didn't work out that way, obviously. So I've retooled it and rewritten it, and I want to re-emphasize that I don't want to turn this into a political channel, but I just may not have any other choice if things get as crazy as they seem like they're going to. The first thing I want to say is I want everybody to just stop for a second and reflect and think about if the situation was reversed, what would all of these crazy Republicans and MAGA people be saying right now had Kamala won the election? It would just be a shitstorm of election denial and that it was rigged and it was fixed, and but you won, man. Why are you still so angry? I just don't get it. But what I do want to say before I get back into doing all of my normal pop culture videos, I've got about 35 days, how many until the end of the year, and I've got about just as many of that in video ideas that I want to get done, so there'll probably be at least a video every day or every other day till the end of the year to get out of my year ending in 4 videos. So I just wanted to do a quick political one real quick. He really can't do anything until January anyway. So I'm going to try to pull myself out of the political side. It hasn't been easy because with all of his picks for cabinet and what have you, it's been crazy, but I'm not going to waste any energy on speculation and bluster and all of the stuff that all of these other channels, the actual political channels, are doing a good enough job at that, and they have to do that to keep their base up, to keep their viewer counts up. But I really don't have the views, and I really want to preserve some of my sanity. So I'm not going to get hung up on every cabinet pick and policy decision that they're talking about until January, when shit actually starts hitting the fan. Then I'll probably jump back in. Actually, I'm sure I'll jump back in because I just feel an obligation to use my platform for good in that way. But I won't get away from my retrospective videos about movies and music. I'm going to try to keep it to like 1 in 3, 1 in 4, hopefully more. Maybe 1 in 10 videos will be political. So if that's not what you're into, just skip those. Go to the other ones. We'll see how it turns out. His last term, if his last term is any indication of how it's going to go, it's a complete shit show. And most of the people he picks aren't even going to last through his first 100 days. A lot of them won't even be confirmed because he obviously, we knew it was going to be this way. He's picking the most unqualified, most loyal to him picks that he can. So most of them won't even last until Inauguration Day. And I'm curious how much of his plan is actually going to get going anyway, because I'm glad to see that there's a lot of the blue cities and the blue states, and a lot of Democrats are really pushing back on some of these plans that he's going to do. So we may actually see little factions of civil war happening, and it's going to get crazy. So but Captain Comeover is such a comically terrible supervillain that he trips over his own feet every step of the way. He telegraphs every blunder right out in plain sight. And the only way he gets away with it is because he and MAGA throw so much at the wall at the same time, and it's all so outrageous that the media just can't keep up to cover it all. And he just hides things under all the onslaught of idiocy that you just can't possibly keep up with all of it, to point it all out, to call out all of the bullshit. And MAGA is such a well-oiled misinformation machine. And now he's got Twitter. I'll never not call it Twitter, because fuck Leon. And pretty much every mainstream media on his side now. And the ones that aren't just continually sanewash everything that he does and everything that they do like this is normal. This is not normal. The reason he won is because their base is so low information. They get all of their information off of TikTok and other things like that, that there's no way to get the whole story that way. You get your perfect little sound bites. And all his outrage and rage baiting fits in a TikTok. But you know what doesn't fit in a TikTok? The truth. The truth takes explanations. It takes backstory. It takes more than that. But the right is definitely good at the grift. Like I said, their sound bites work. So we need to learn to see through that crap and learn how to call that crap out. And now they're so emboldened that they just say the quiet parts out loud now. And the Democrats, after the election, have just been busy pointing fingers at each other and pointing fingers at was Joe Biden's fault. It was Kamala's fault. Is we don't have a good message, and do we need to completely rebrand the party, and how short-sighted we are, and we know what we believe in. And we don't need to change that. We just need to get better at putting our message out there. Centrism won't cut it. It just becomes Diet MAGA. There's already two parties, and one is far right and one is centrist right. And we don't have a far left party. He spent half of his campaign saying far left, radical, Marxist, and all of these buzzwords. And Kamala Harris was definitely not that. She is corporate left, which is actually centrist right. We just have to realize that you can play a perfect game and still lose. There's a Star Trek episode where Data plays a game that was a Star Trek game. I don't even remember what it was, but he loses, and he's confused because he says, I played a perfect game, and I shouldn't have lost. There's no way I could have lost. And they point out, I can't remember if it was Riker or who it was that pointed it out to him, that sometimes you can play a perfect game and still lose. It just happens. This is the real world. So now we just need to figure out where we're going from here. It's been a couple of weeks since the election. The shock's worn off a little bit. I said I tried to pull out of all of the doom and gloom, and I've stopped watching about 70% of the stuff that I was watching up till that day. But it's time to suck it up. Time to suck it up and get to work. Get back to work. Well, you whiny weenies need to dry your tears and stop pointing fingers at each other, because we got work to do. We need to rally up and start to figure it out. And obviously, the first thing we need to admit is that you Democrats are terrible at messaging. And the second thing we need to realize is that the reason for that is because people are generally dumb. And I know that's harsh. Most people aren't dumb. A lot of people are dumb. But most people aren't dumb. They're just ignorant. They're living their lives. They watch TV and they do their shit, and they don't care, and they just hear things from other people or see things on the news. And old Lord Dumptan won because of low information voters. The people that watch Joe Rogan, people that watch The Bachelor, people that watch Love is Blind. And you can't yell them into understanding the economy and politics. You can't yell facts into their heads if they feel a certain way. Exit polls said that the economy was the most important issue, yet they still voted for the guy that's going to cause the economy to tank. His plans for mass deportation of immigrants and tariffs on all of the people that we get our materials and products from are going to tank the economy. The economy is the best that it's been in decades. Here's another fun fact. Every recession that we've had in the last 50 years has been on the Republicans' watch. And the Democrats have had to come along and fix it every single time. The oil embargo in the 70s led to a recession that Jimmy Carter had to fix. Bush's economy was so in the tank that it caused the 2008 housing bubble to pop, and Obama had to come in and fix it. And then he passed it off on to Trump, and Trump put it in the toilet again, and Biden came along and fixed it. And so now we have to just let him have his 4 years to destroy the economy and destroy all hope. And then hopefully we have somebody that comes along. I don't know who our superstars are going to be. 4 years is a long time. There'll be another video where I kind of try to go down the list of all the people that could come up and possibly beat him. I'm sure Kamala will try to run again. I don't know. I was not 100% on board with her, so hopefully it'll be somebody better than her, but the next 4 years are going to be long and tough. So we need to circle the wagons, learn some talking points, memorize some statistics. We need to firm up your debating skills a little bit, learn how to talk to people, push back on their bull without getting emotional. But make sure you take care of yourself first. Like I said, he can't do anything until January anyway. All of the stuff you hear right now is all just bluster. So if you have to pull yourself out just to conserve some energy and reboot yourself, recharge your battery, you can't pour from an empty vessel. So take care of yourself. Be around good people. Stop being around people that drain your batteries. That's good advice for anybody, anytime. But right now it's especially important. But give yourself a break. But come back. Because only in numbers, only in large numbers will we be able to resist and get through this next 4 years. So I love you all. I'll talk to you later.